Good evening from Caracas. For Telesur, I'm Cody Whittle in Caracas, Venezuela. We begin tonight in Colombia, where President Juan Manuel Santos has halted peace talks between the FARC guerrilla group and the government. And for more on the situation, we are joined live by our correspondent in Colombia, Charles Parkinson. Charles, hello again. The president has suspended the peace talks following the disappearance of a Colombian general and others. The FARC at first did not take any responsibility. Do we have any updates tonight from FARC leaders or from the president?
Well, President Juan Manuel Santos has just finished speaking on national television. He didn't actually give us any new information. He simply called on the FARC to hand the general over. We know that the FARC delegation in Havana is going to make an official statement tomorrow at 9 a.m. Cuba time. But perhaps the most important development that we've seen is that journalists have gone down to the area where the general was taken and spoken to the local community, and they have said he walked away under no duress with three civilian-clothed people who turned up on a boat shortly after he did. So the circumstances surrounding his disappearance or surrounding his detention seem very odd indeed.
All right, Charles, so this has been characterized really as a pause or suspension, but is there any indication that this development could actually lead just to the complete collapse of the talks altogether?
I mean, Juan Manuel Santos seems to be threatening that, but a lot of people are saying, lots of human rights activists and people have come out today to say we cannot stop the peace process. It has come too far for us to stop it now. And we can only hope that Juan Manuel Santos privately is thinking the same. We also need to know what the genuine circumstances are behind this general's detention before any kind of assumptions can be made on the future of the process.
And Charles, do we have any idea of the effect this might have on Colombian politics and the presidency of Juan Manuel Santos? Could you explain that for us? Also, are there any allegations of involvement by former President Álvaro Uribe?
Well, I'll get to the second part first, the involvement of Álvaro Uribe. Now, obviously nothing's been confirmed about his potential involvement, but what is important to note is that he was one of the people that first went public with this story. He said that a guerrilla command kidnapped the general they had turned up with rifles, and now what we're hearing is that that was not the case. So while it's unlikely that we're ever going to see a link between Uribe and this incident proven, he has in the past been linked to many other nefarious acts. Now, what we're going to have to wait for is the answer to what actually happened here before we know the effect it could have on Santos's presidency. But obviously, he was elected earlier this year based on his promise to bring peace to Colombia.
All right, Charles, thanks once again for your reporting.